All right, hello everyone. We are setting up our bag here for hole number 4. Now I know I laid up and just kind of showed you an easy method yesterday to lay up here. Today we are going to get a little bit more aggressive with our line, and I'm going to kind of show you guys how to bend the corner a bit. Now if you might not have an APOC, but even if you have an entry-level POC, 3, 2, you can still successfully go for this shot, and you'll just have to figure out, you'll just have to count the rings and try to use trial and error. If you mess it up, try to fix it the next day. If you're a rock, let me just put it to you this way. If my rock was an 8, I would just go ahead and perform this shot with rock, so you could just see kind of with a mixed distance, like how the shot would react. But I'm going to go at it with a, Apocalypse today, but Rock 8 will be a crucial club that you could also execute this shot. Of course, the quarterback, have seen that extra curl is kind of what we're focused on. But, there is going to be guys with APOC. They might not have APOC 5s. Well, they shouldn't have APOC 5s. If you have, a 4 or a 5 or whatever, you should probably be in expert division more than anything. But with, a 3 or a 2, you can still go for this shot. It just might be a different amount of rings because your accuracy is lower. So you would need to come in on the amount of rings that you go, maybe two full bullseye targets or something like that. But with as aggressive as this wind is, I do want to just kind of go for it at least once so you guys can see what it looks like. So I'm going to set up to do so, and we're going to put a katana on for the extra side spin, and we're just going to kind of go for the shot, because I just want to let you know there is going to be guys in your division that are going to be doing this shot, so I want to at least give it to you so you have it. And it's just kind of an alternative option in case you, feel inclined to play around with it a little bit. The one thing that I do have to stress is you have to make sure that your first bounce hits the fairway. If you don't, you might not even birdie. So the most critical thing, but you can see how the wind's pointed towards the hole. That's the biggest reason that I'm a little worrisome. That you might want to at least know of this method, just in case you can get it out there to, say, a short iron territory, which I'm pretty sure you can. It will be very possible to get this out to a short iron. So I'm going to basically give you the necessary tools to hopefully I pull it off. I don't know if I'm going to pull it off. I need to just think about rings for an APOC 5 real quick. I'm thinking about maybe 2.5 targets for my aim, somewhere around that, downwind. But at the same time, it's kind of a guess for me too, especially the first time I'm playing shots. You never know how the wind's going to take it, especially downwind angled like this. Here you're just going to see me, I try to size it up, see where that second hop's going to be. And that looks like plenty there. So you can see how the second hop's already over the bunker. So that's how you can see me just kind of scaling it back and just trying to figure out, getting all that full side spin can be crucial. I am going to probably, first I'm going to play the wind. I'm aiming off the left of my bullseye. I'm playing the wind. And then in addition to that, I'm going to go probably 2.5 full targets. And let's just see what this looks like. So that's not aggressive enough, unfortunately. Man, how does this keep happening on this hole? I cannot figure out why the ball's flying like that. Like it's not cutting the way that it's supposed to. It's the second time that I've just completely... I did go for it yesterday, I believe, on Expert with a similar method, and the same thing happened. How I over-aimed by... it looks like an entire target, which is completely just... insane that it would not hook back that much. There's got to be some reason that's happening, because there should be nothing wrong with that aim. It should be perfect. It should be almost perfect. If anything, you know, it's conservative by, say, 2 or 3 rings, not 7. I mean, I'm barely hitting the right side of the fairway there on the first hop, which is just absurd. It makes no sense. It means that the ball's not carrying the way that it's supposed to. But let me say, if you can get dialed in on that and can land it very close to the left rough's edge, you can probably give yourself a short iron. I can probably drive it down to here. Relatively simple. The difference being, you know, I landed right here for whatever reason. It makes no sense. You can see, you know, probably that was an entire bullseye. And it makes no sense that that's happening. I don't know why it's happening. I've played this hook on this hole, and, you know, it doesn't usually do that. So I'm not sure why it's happening. But let me just show you how to get out of this jam that we just put ourselves in. Let's do it this way. Why not? Let's just see what this does. So I'm going to do it kind of, you know, maybe 4 rings here on a 7 wind. Just try to top spin it off this, see what it looks like. I just want to see how much it rolls out. And it does get to the hole. Probably just as likely as the backspin shot was to go in. It wasn't going to be very easy to make that shot at all. So just kind of have like a supplemental method there. Just make sure you know it is downhill, so you have to kind of overplay the wind. I played it, what, about 1.5 per ring, even though my accuracy, let me just go show you. My accuracy is right around maybe 70, 65. So, you know, it's a bit of an overplay for the wind. I usually, with this club, play it about 2 per ring at max power. I played it more 1.5 because it's so downwind, and I just don't want it to overshoot that rough. So keep that in mind. Once this Spitfire or whatever, once accuracy gets to 90, 100, that's the point that I usually play it more. For a Spitfire, I play it more 1.2 per ring. For, say, a Malibu, I'd play it more like, since it doesn't fly as far, maybe 1.5, 1.4 per ring. But notice I used more of that adjustment with a 65 accuracy because it is going to a lower elevation, and I want to make sure that I had everything accounted for. So keep that in mind, and you know, good luck with that hole. I've shown you 2 techniques there. I'm not sure why that hook's behaving like that. Maybe I'm releasing too early on the meter, but there's no reason that I should be 7-8 rings off. Like, that's just absurd. It's just so ridiculous that hole's doing that. So, you know, I probably will give you a revision tomorrow, but I don't know what I'm going to do. If you guys have a suggestion on what you want to see for that hole, feel free to drop it in the comments, and maybe that'll help me sway my opinion as to what I do tomorrow there. So good luck, guys, and see you guys on the next one.